Hello and welcome back to EGL12. I'm here with Marky. Commiserations there. Obviously, the final 3-0 there wasn't really exactly how you wanted to go out. Explain to us why that happened. Like just the series overall.
The full series, it was like close throughout, like everyone expected it to be. There was a few maps probably the one in particular we probably should have took out, which was Sovereign S&D. They just countered us like exactly the same as I-Series in the grand final again.
Yeah.
There was probably one round we probably should have won in that sort of comeback they made.
Yeah.
And that sort of spurred them on to go through and win those consecutive rounds.
Yeah, that Sovereign SD was definitely like, it seemed like the turning point. You were 5-2 up, weren't you?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Let's talk about like, was there a reason why you weren't able to close out that map?
I don't know. It's just like if we pick a certain strategy to do, it really depends on what strategy they employ to win that round. It just so happened that every strategy they sort of pulled out the bag countered exactly what we did. We chopped and changed. Before we thought the reason we lost at I-Series was because we got a bit predictable on it.
Okay.
We made sure to sort of adapt to that. We were doing completely different things we've never done before when we've been scrimming against Epsilon. But like I said, they just sort of pulled it out of the bag on every single round.
I was about to say, like, you've played each other so often.
Yeah.
Is there like the strategy you use? Do you have to change up all the time?
Well, you have to think like it's always in the back of your head. Like, are they? They know we do this. They know we do that. It's the same for them. I'd imagine they're probably like, oh, do we know they do this? Obviously, you got to try and play your own game.
Yeah.
But I'd imagine that they have it in their heads as well. I think it's a factor for both teams.
Okay. Now we look at the second series, a straight 3-0. I mean, you didn't, like Blitz seemed to be the game type you were able to win. Why like 3 maps in a row? Was there a reason for that?
The first map, I'm trying to remember what Freight.
Yeah, domination.
That was a close one from what I remember. I can't really remember what the score difference was, but I think it was pretty close throughout. And they're a really good team on Freight domination. They play similar to us. Jud's constantly pushing their home flags. Swanee, obviously, if you give them the control of 2 flags, Swanee's really good at posting up on whatever position he uses and he sort of zones you out the game because you need to focus on killing him because he's really good at sort of making those clutch kills on B, shooting through the trains. So you really start to focus on him, which then allows the SMGs to put a lot of pressure on you and sort of sweep up behind you and make the kills. So Swanee's really the main problem that a lot of teams have, I feel, against Epsilon on that map.
Okay. On that note, do you have an MVP for the opposition? Like, obviously, the MVP generally goes to the winning team.
Yeah, Judd, from what I watched as well as from when we played against him, Judd seemed to be smashing it throughout.
Yeah.
So obviously, I'm gonna have to go with him. He's a really good player, really humble guy.
Yeah. I mean, it's like it's the second time in a row now you've come up just second place behind Epsilon. What do you think you need to do to stop the right? Do you think there's a way? Like, obviously, you've got a new addition.
Yeah. I mean, we obviously only had like 4 or 5 days practice with PE, which you could say is a factor, but at the end of the day, they beat us. I'm not really going to make excuses. They beat us at the end of the day. I've just got to practice hard and try and beat them next time.
So is that where you go from here? It's just a lot of practice now with PE and getting molded.
Yeah, imagine obviously EGL's now over. Like,
Yeah.
there's no point in dwelling on the past and what happened at EGL. So now just moving forward into the future events.
Okay, it looks like we're going to be wrapping up this interview. So thank you very much. Commiserations on second place, but we'll look forward to seeing you at future EGLs.